If you're stuck between DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro and you don't know which one to go for, hopefully by the end of this video, you will be able to take this decision. First thing first, which one is easier to learn? And that's a very important question. So that's why let's start with Premiere Pro and look at its interface. If you look at Premiere Pro's timeline, it's a classic timeline. It's drag, drop, and cut. You've got the main timeline where you drop all your footages and you do all the cuts there. You just grab your footage and drop it onto the timeline, and that's it. And then you have to start cutting it. Also, you've got all the panels clearly labeled. And if you use any Adobe apps, you're gonna feel straight right at home. And to be honest, most beginners get comfortable within their first sessions. That was the case with me. I mean, I've spent few hours to get around and learn the curves, but once you learn the basics, it's pretty easy and straightforward. On the other hand, DaVinci Resolve, well, at first glance, it looks busier. You've got these pages at the bottom. You've got media, you've got cut, you've got edit, you've got fusion, you've got color, firelight, and deliver. And you'll be asking, what the hell is this? It might look so overwhelming at first because you've got all these pages and you don't know where to begin from. But here's the trick. Don't worry about anything else apart the edit page, because the edit page is where you do the editing. And this is very similar to the Premiere Pro timeline. And also it's called timeline there as well. So just focus on the edit page and I assure you, you'll be completely fine. And if I have to pick a winner, it has to be the Premiere Pro in this category. Now let's talk about features and see where does each software shine. First category is color grading, and color grading is really important part of video editing. And I'm gonna go straight away to the winner, and the winner is DaVinci Resolve. It's legendary. If you want to color grade your video, go to DaVinci Resolve. You've got all these wheels, you've got the curves, you've got the nodes, you've got all these things that can make your image spectacular. On the other hand, we've got Premiere Pro. They're okay, but not as good as DaVinci Resolve. And if you learn the basics how to do color grading in DaVinci Resolve, in no time, you're gonna be master of the color grading. Next category is audio tools, and DaVinci Resolve's Firelight page is a full audio suite, but it's a little bit more complicated, and to be honest, I never worked with this because it looks very, very difficult and it's overwhelming. On the other hand, we've got Premiere Pro Essential Sound panel where you can enhance your audio and make it sound professional. So for that reason, I'm gonna pick Premiere Pro, which is more beginner friendly. Next one is titles and graphics. Straight away, I would say Premiere Pro is really good in terms of graphics and titles. You've got already pre-made templates where you can use, and it's hundreds of them. And also to customize the text and create more effects with it, Premiere Pro, it's really good. On the other hand, we've got DaVinci Resolve. They are not as good as Premiere Pro. It's a little bit more complicated, and again, beginner friendly. I think Premiere Pro is better for titles and graphics. Now let's talk about performance, because it's a big deal, especially if you are on a budget PC. The system requirements for the DaVinci Resolve is more GPU hungry, and if you have a solid graphic card, you should be fine and the software will be flying. But if you have a little bit older PC or laptop, the software might experience some problems and it can lag, which is a problem when you're dealing with video editing. On the other hand, we've got Premiere Pro, which is more CPU dependent, and in general, it runs better on a wider range of systems. Next one is stability, and this is really important. To be honest, I had problems with both softwares, but recently both of them got better and they fixed these issues. Before Premiere Pro, it used to be awful and used to crash out all the time. And can you imagine if you're working on a project, just the software crashed out, you haven't saved it, and then it's nightmare. You have to start all over again. But now, thankfully, Premiere Pro, not a long time ago, they introduced this thing that now you've got autosave and it saves it every 2 minutes or every 1 minute, or you can make it every 30 seconds. I don't know if it's that the case with DaVinci Resolve, but I had more often crashes in Premiere Pro than DaVinci Resolve. So here, I cannot pick a winner. So you have to decide yourself, because sometimes you might have different experience. Sometimes DaVinci Resolve might crash more often than Premiere Pro. So in this case, there is no winner. And last but not least, the cost. Which one is more expensive and which one gonna cost you less? Let's start with DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is completely free. You download it, install it, and you're ready to hit the ground running. You've got no watermarks, no limits, and you've got all the basic editing stuff that you need to edit a video. Basically, you've got all the things that you've got in Premiere Pro, but just for free. But if you want to upgrade, they've got the DaVinci Resolve Studio, which is around $295, and it's one payment. You pay this money once, and you get to use the software forever. On the other hand, we've got Premiere Pro. It's a subscription-based product. So at the moment it's £22 a month, and that's only one app, that's just Premiere Pro. But if you want to pay for the whole suite of the Adobe apps, which is called the Adobe Cloud, you have to pay around £62 a month. That gets pricey there, but you get all these apps with it. You've got Premiere Pro, Photoshop, After Effects, audio, all these apps for this money. And here's my honest opinion. If you're starting out and cash is tight, go with DaVinci Resolve, because you can always switch later. Everyone has a personal opinion. Some people are going to say DaVinci Resolve is much better. Other people are going to say Premiere Pro is much better. In my case, I prefer Premiere Pro, but I'm not saying DaVinci Resolve is bad. DaVinci Resolve also is an excellent product. So guys, let me know in the comments down below which video editing software you're using at the moment. And if this video helped you to make your decision easier, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.